64. I forgot to look at the number before I said it.
Still the sexiest podcast on the network, though. Just
Whew.
saying.
I'll fix it in post. No one will even know I screwed up there.
Right.
We keep it tight here.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it right.
Toit like a tiger.
Good Lord. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Tony.
It's only a few days late.
Yeah.
Just a few.
Run into some, well, you live in an inferno up there. Or not living, but you have an inferno. Oddly enough, in your house, hell's upstairs.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
Like, thank God for... maybe I'm talking super loud. I don't even know. I might be talking louder than normal. I have no idea. Because basically, I'm like broadcasting out of an engine compartment of the Titanic, maybe.
Yeah.
We've already hit an iceberg. Shit's going real.
Loving it, yeah.
But yeah, this air conditioner, like we were talking about, yesterday, day, whatever, we were texting about it. Free is the best price ever, but it's also why it's free.
Right.
This thing is ungodly loud, and it doesn't work real hot. Like, it wasn't as hot today as it was yesterday, and I still came up here. I mean, granted, to be fair. If I'm at work and there's no, like, if Leah's not over, I don't turn this air conditioner on.
Yeah, right.
No reason to cool the upstairs and no one's really up here, right?
Yeah, sure.
But I got home from work, I fired it on, like, high. Like South Pole level.
Right.
I was expecting to get punched in the face by, like, a wall of cold when I walked in, and...
Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah. It's so, God, it's so loud.
Yeah.
Said, losing my mind, man. It's gonna drive me crazy, guarantee it.
Yeah.
But whatever, we're putting along or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's I mean, the temperature's tolerable. That means we're recording.
Yeah, which I guess that's a move in the right direction.
Right. I mean, you remember when I first moved into this house, I had all my podcast stuff in the basement?
Yeah.
And in the winter, I just, like, froze my testicles off.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm getting sick of hearing the dogs tip-tap on the floor above me. And
right.
So I moved everything up here in this, like, room that I had set up was kind of like a entertainment room for Leah. I would say playroom, but, Leah's 17, so... I had a TV and my old Xbox and a radio, whatever. So it became the podcast studio, which is all fine and well. In the wintertime, It's great.
Yeah.
In the summertime, it's balls fucking hot. It doesn't help that, you can't really see because, you don't know the orientation of my house, people. But due this way.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there was a tree until about a week ago, and the city came and cut it down because it was in the power lines. So now we get all the sunlight until, probably like 3 or 4 o'clock.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, my God. I can't believe what a temperature difference it makes, dude.
Right.
They didn't even plant, like, a little baby tree as, like, sorry.
Oh, no. They
just
don't
a raw-ass stump still sitting there.
Yeah, raw stump.
Anywho.
It's annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So how's Brian?
Well, I'm here. We're doing a thing.
Yeah, we are indeed.
Yeah. No, actually, it's been an all right week. I've watched all the things this week, apparently. Well, not all the things, because, I didn't watch Stranger Things, because I don't know. I lost interest after season 2.
I lost interest after season 1. I watched a little bit of season 2, and I was like, I'm just not feeling. I don't know if I care.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. I thought season 1 was pretty good, and then season 2, I'm like, I don't know that I really need a full more of this. And now, like, I saw somebody post earlier today, and it made me laugh, that any show that got paused because of COVID and then picks back up if it had kids, now it looks like basically, like they're narcs in high school, basically, or something like that.
I was about ready to ask that. Are they using the same kids? Or is this like, are they doing, you know what they should do is
Yeah.
like, they're using the same kids.
Same kids. Yep.
Why, or I'm sorry, the same people, since I'm sure they're adults now.
They're all, yeah, I was going to say they're all, I think, 17, 18 or so now.
Jesus.
So I don't know in this show if they've skipped ahead so it makes more sense. Like, like in between seasons, they should be like 5 years later or something like that. So that it at least makes them look age appropriate versus trying to pass them off as like 13-year-olds when they're 20, like it's 90210 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You had a bunch of 30-year-olds playing 20-year-olds or 18-year-olds, whatever.
Let's see here.
Insane.
Here you go. I got a picture of the cast then and now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they look way different now because they've all gone through puberty.
Yeah, except for the dude of like the lisp or whatever, his head still looks weird.
Yeah, I mean he still looks pretty. He's got teeth now though.
He does have teeth.
Yeah, because he's got, I forgot what it is. He's got some condition where, there was something going on there, and now I remember seeing him on something, and he talked about, how he has teeth now.
Teethers.
Yep.
Wow.
Tooth.
There you go. The old Stranger Things cast. I don't know what they could possibly. I mean, maybe I'll watch out of sheer curiosity. No, you know what? Why am I saying that? I didn't get a chance to watch stuff I wanted to watch.
Well, it's the
I'm
thing
not
is
gonna
like
watch shit I don't want to watch.
It's tough because like with me, I stopped after season 2, so I'm only 1+ behind season wise. But it's just like I'm like you. I'm just like
Yeah, I don't think I care.
I've heard the new season's really good. Quite a few people I've talked with have said that it's really, which honestly, my answer is kind of not to be cynical, but like it should be. It's been 3 years since the last season.
I mean, that's true.
So they've had all the time to
figure some shit out,
get the writing done. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Man.
Yeah, man.
Ugh.
I don't know, but yeah, it was funny because I wasn't sure like where you would be as far as like if you had watched Obi-Wan, let alone the new episode. So I didn't watch the newest episode just in case.
I've watched about 5 minutes of Obi-Wan.
Okay, so we won't talk about it much at all then. All right.
Like I said, there was stuff I wanted to watch. I just never had a chance.
Well, the reason I didn't watch the new episode was that way if we did talk about it, that I wouldn't accidentally step into spoilers. Because, I mean, the third episode is the halfway point,
Well, don't worry.
So it's not like...
By the time we record in like a day and a half or whatever it's going to be, I will have everything watched and ready to go.
Yeah, no worries. I just, like I said, I happened to watch all the things. I watched the first episode of it the night it dropped. Right. And then I waited until the next night to watch the rest because I had some wrestling I wanted to watch too. So even though I was like, watch me put this off a day and there's going to be some crazy spoiler that's going to blow my mind that,
I mean, would you be surprised?
No. But I actually did a pretty good job of avoiding spoilers for it anyway. There really weren't, I don't know. When you see it, you'll get it. There's not a lot at this point that's really going to blow your mind because they're setting it up. They got to, of course, catch us up.
Yeah.
And then,
went in the game. Jesus. I'm tired.
Come on, man.
The heat at work, dude, just drains me. Me.
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
When I fired up the episode today to try to watch it before we recorded, immediately I was like, it said skip recap. And I'm like, oh shit, I must have loaded up the newest episode.
No.
And then I realized they're recapping, like the prequels.
Yeah. Yeah. They're making sure that you're like, you're caught up.
Yeah, so like if you're like, oh, Obi-Wan, I remember that from that movie from the 70s, and it like loads up like, who's this not your old man?
Yeah. Dude, that is one of my favorite things is they show, like when people are like, you do realize that this Obi-Wan is only 9 years removed from A New Hope. And this Obi-Wan
looks like, timeline's supposed to be?
Yes, and
Boy,
the
he
new
must go through some shit.
right. Well, it's not just him, but also, I mean, this isn't really going to be a spoiler, but they show Leia as a little girl
Right?
in the show, and it's like, so she's going to go from like a 10-year-old to the Leia we know from A New Hope in that short time. Also, you know,
When Leia
so
was out there, did like a speeder with free candy road on the side pull up?
yeah, basically, it was. It's you kind of have to just let those let that go a little bit because I mean, either that or maybe Obi-Wan just, he prematurely grayed and, they didn't have just for Jedi back then. You could just brush into your beard and the gray went away,
That's
you
true.
know?
Just
So,
for Jedi. Are you telling me that our Lord and Savior, George Lucas, convinced Carrie Fisher, who was playing a 19-year-old girl, that space underwear doesn't exist?
I mean, it sounds like it.
It does, doesn't it?
That's the thing. I don't know, because they don't really give us ages of the characters, most of the time, unless it's like Yoda, with, just because they want to blow our mind because he's like 8 billion
Yeah,
years
old
old.
as fuck.
Yeah, most of the time in Star Wars they don't go, "Oh, Luke is 23 in this scene."
I mean,
So
that's true. That's true.
I don't know how old Leia's supposed to be. I'm sure someone's probably figured it out.
You know what? I'm going to Google it.
It's probably on the Wikipedia somewhere,
Good old Wikipedia. How
which is
old
still the best fan Wikipedia of all.
in, in A New Hope? Hey, weird. It's a Google autofill sitch.
Oh. People want to know if they're a creep for, liking her in that bikini and was that Jedi that's in, I think. Or no, that's
Yeah. She's into chainmail
yeah.
or whatever. Slave
Yeah.
labor. That's what it's
Right, when a lot of boys became men. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, in A New Hope, she was 19, the character.
Okay. Okay, so I mean it tracks then.
I mean, we don't need
She's
no space bras getting away in 19-year-old titties.
yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Isn't that right, George Lucas?
yeah, yeah. Barely legal princesses.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
All the Raleigh, all the
Man,
he's from Alderaan. How would a person from Alderaan be an Alderarian?
I don't know. I don't know. Look again. I'm
Space
sure it's
chicks gone wild.
uh
We're not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try to figure out what that's pronounced.
all right.
It's just become Space Chicks Gone Wild.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Ah, man. So.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, so I watched that again, no spoilers, but it was funny because I almost tweeted out, because dude, seriously, an hour and a half after it dropped, probably sooner than that, but the first thing I saw was somebody posting something from the first episode like an hour and a half after it dropped.
Man,
And
people should be straight
and
up shot.
I'm like, the 24-hour rule I think is good. Give people at least a day to
Oh my God.
look at it. And from there, we all know, there be spoilers,
Yeah, exactly.
but at least give people a puncher's chance at seeing it before you spurl it.
Just do what I do and basically live like a hermit and
Yeah.
barely consume shit on your phone anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Oh, ahoy, ahoy, Devin says.
Hello, Dev.
Yes.
So but I had already seen the first episode, so it was no big deal to me, but it was still like, come on, like,
I mean,
give it a
fan.
minute. Also, I'll be honest, I don't think there was really anything in the first episode that was like, Ermagerd, like you just had to put it out there.
What about
It's
that
like,
sick ass recap? That's
well,
all I
it's
really
funny
have any reference to during the first episode.
because I was gonna tweet before I even started watching it. I was gonna tweet something like yeah, Obi-Wan was good, but I could have done with less back to tank and flashbacks. And it's funny because the first couple minutes of the show is literally just recap,
So much recap.
And of course, this show's gonna have flashbacks because it kind of has to, but it's flashing back to like episode 3 or so, you know. So,
I
yeah.
hope it flashes forward to where Obi-Wan's not doing like kick flips and pirouettes with a lightsaber, and he's just basically fencing.
Yeah, yeah. Or just, not bothering to take a swing and turns into, pure
Exactly.
force.
Fucking space jizz.
Yeah. Yikes. So, yeah, it's good though. Like you're going to like it, but it's very I think it's kind of what I expected from the first couple episodes, which is really like, obviously it's like catch us up, set the scene, and basically it looked, I mean, it's got to be just pretty much downhill. I mean, like speed wise,
I mean,
because
you'd
there's only,
assume, right?
because there's only, and I don't know if there's a season 2 planned for this. I doubt it. I don't, because, well, they could, because there's going to be, depending on how far, forward they push the story, I guess.
I mean, they could have a whole series about Obi-Wan just in Jedi heaven, just chilling.
No, this happens before that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like after,
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, he's just like
Skip
the
ahead
next season's just him like hanging
I
out with
see.
other Force ghosts.
Right. The final scene or part of season 1 is like, before airing season 2, or before season 2 comes out, they'll have a thing that says, before airing this, please go watch A New Hope.
Exactly.
So okay, yeah, that'd be. Oh man, dude. All Jedi goes to heaven, or all Jedi's go to heaven. Jesus, I
Exactly.
can't
Now we're
either.
talking.
That's a show I'd watch.
Fucking, a movie I'd watch, Jedi's in the Outfield.
Right.
That'd be sick.
You got a Jedi with you right now.
I don't know, what's another movie with an angel? Oh, just Jedi?
I don't know, but I'm
Starring
picturing
Nick
Tony
Cage
Danza.
or whatever.
I'm
Or wait, no,
picturing Tony.
that was what's his name? That was Doc Holliday, right?
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah. I'm just going back to Angels in the Outfield and picturing Tony Danza on the mound,
Yes.
and Qui-Gon over his shoulder.
Use a curveball.
I don't know how to throw a curveball.
Get out of my head, Space Ghost, or whatever. I don't even know how Tony Danza talks.
Use
Except
the
for Angela.
Use the Force; it will guide you. He throws the worst curveball ever. Okay, I was wrong. The Force can't throw a curve either.
Aha, fooled you.
Sucker! As he's floating away,
Get off
his
the
voice
mound,
fading.
you bitch.
Like, sucker!
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Oh, man. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes. It's a wonderful.
I don't know. It's a Wonderful Sith.
that I would watch. It's just like some Sith just like trying to redeem himself.
Wait. It would be a Sithcom.
Oh, heyo.
That's awful. That's terrible.
I'm more interested in a romantic sitcom myself.
Me too. Yeah.
Get me right in the feels.
Oh God, it's everyone. Everybody loves Raymond, but with like Sith.
Yes, everybody loves Vader.
Yeah, like Palpatine is, his dad.
I like this.
It'd be good fun. I'd watch this show.
Like he, fucks up building some IKEA furniture. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Use that anger.
Yes. Let the hate
Wait.
flow.
IKEA leads to failure, which leads to anger.
I mean, he's not wrong. You ever try to put together a giant bookshelf with like 2-inch Allen wrench?
Yes, I have.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
You know what I actually did with one of those a long time ago until I bought the right stuff? Is I had a Dremel. Well, I still have a Dremel. And I took one of those little shitty Allen wrenches and I just zinged the end of it off so I could put it in my drill.
Nice.
And then I bought like the proper bits.
Right.
Yeah. It was like post-apocalyptic IKEA building, basically.
That's good. So I like that.
Mad Max IKEA build, dude. Mad Max IKEA would be cool. They're just scavenging parts off of IKEA things to build their own IKEA things.
I actually kind of like that idea. That feels like a really good TV show.
Kind of like Junkyard Wars, but IKEA.
Yeah, yeah,
IKEA
exactly.
Wars.
Yeah, no, you don't
Winner
get to
gets
use
the
it.
golden meatball.
You don't get to use what's in the store. You get to use all the extra parts that people randomly have from different
Ah.
kits. You have to then assemble out of whatever the hell is there, basically.
Wait,
So it is still kind of
like you got to build a Farfig nougat, but you only got like 2 screws and a board or something.
yes, and half a dried meatball,
Yes.
which is integral to
who,
the
well, it's probably like they probably dropped on the floor and couldn't find it because if you're gonna find it, you're gonna eat that meatball.
right. So
Get
it's
on your knees and eat that meatball.
but it's integral to the build because that's what allows you to you can run power through it or some weird
I was
shit.
thinking it gives that certain part flex.
Okay, yeah, I guess that. Yeah, just the sponginess of the meatball.
The sponginess, yeah.
Spongy.
The Swedish sponginess.
Bork bork.
Bork indeed. What were we even talking about? We went off the rails.
We were talking about Obi-Wan, but I'm done with that since no spoilers.
No spoilers.
Like I said, it's good though. You'll enjoy it.
All right, left, right, or center?
Center.
Got a man of taste here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man of taste.
All right.
Gonna be living the high life,
Oh
buddy.
shit. Shit, I didn't know it was high lifetime. Fuck.
I just, I was like,
I feel underdressed now.
I mean, I came up here to start like powering stuff up, and I'm like, it's fucking hot. I found a little cooler in my garage, so like perfect.
Yeah.
So I threw some beverages in it.
Right.
Actually, I should put my cold water back in it.
Perfect time for a champagne of beers.
God, is it ever? I'll be honest. When I became a white belt beer drinker, I tried a high life.
Yeah.
I thought it was the worst shit I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And then, like, maybe 6 months ago, I had one. I'm like, that's not bad, right?
Right.
Like, it's not my favorite, but it's certainly crushable.
Yeah.
We went and got lunch. I don't remember. It doesn't matter what day.
Right.
But, Michelle was like, oh, my treat. I'm like, all right. And I always feel bad when someone's going to treat you, and then you're like, give me that $8 craft beer.
But yeah, you're like surf and turf and your most expensive beer, sir.
Exactly. I feel bad when I'm putting expensive beers on other people's checks.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was like, oh, they got High Lifes for like $3.
Right.
Like, yeah, bring me a High Life. And I got into it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not mad at that. So I picked up a 12-pack.
Yeah, again, it's another one of those time and place beers. Like,
yeah.
For sure has its place.
Like summer, hot weather.
Yeah.
When I open up my fridge and I see like peanut butter stouts and 9% IPAs, and it's like
delicious.
It's 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
You're
like, I need something that's you need something that's got some water content to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you really do, need to feel like you're hydrating a little bit.
Yeah. But for some reason, I had to buy it in the bottles because I looked at the cans and I was like, I don't know why. I'm just going to feel like a white trash idiot with that can.
That's fair.
But the bottle, I feel like a gentleman.
Right. Well, it's the glam shot too, right? Like, once it's out and if it's a little warm, it starts getting the beads on the outside looking sexy,
It's true, but you assume I let it sit that long.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I mean, like I said, it's a very crushable beer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, especially when it's, yard work time and it's, like I said, 90 something.
Right.
Actually, I'm surprised I'm not sunburned. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Probably just, peeled some skin off in, your sleep or something.
Yeah, someone else's skin.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's the best time to do it while you're sleeping.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've got other stuff that I watched and whatever, but how was your week? Let's do that first, and then we'll get into.
You know what? It's been a time because we had Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So I'm coming off a 3-day weekend, which is pretty tight.
Right.
And it was. Well, I mean, we already covered this. It's been hot as fuck.
Yep.
But my Memorial Day was pretty good. I mean, the actual Memorial Day, I didn't really do much, which was all right.
Yeah.
We did my family's gathering on Saturday.
Yeah.
And by gathering, I mean everybody gets together and, puts up my mom's patio furniture.
Right.
And then, and I knew this was going to happen. I got stuck cooking all the burgers.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course. And I'm like, all I want to do is relax.
Right.
But I can't.
Right.
But it was a good day. We ended up spending more time with my parents as I thought we were going to. And, you know, because I only have the Jeep right now. And
Yeah.
Leah was with us. Michelle drove. And I had a couple beers, Brian.
Yeah.
We hit a greenhouse on the way back to get some hanging plants for our backyard, and just walking around that greenhouse going like, I'm really glad she drove, because I'm honestly, I'm not hammered,
Right. But I
but
shouldn't
I
be
could
driving.
feel it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I was just saying, when you're doing work and it's just like, give me that cold beer, and you just smash it, and you don't even feel it until later,
Yeah.
basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just immediately soak up all the like water content from it.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I was just like, this is refreshing,
Yeah. Ah, this is alcohol.
Yes, yes. But no, it was good. That was a good time. And then, yeah, just the rest of the weekend we kind of chilled. We did outdoor movie time for the first time this year. Watched The
Yeah.
Furies on Shudder. That was a weird movie.
Okay.
It's
I'm
pretty
glad you
good.
said it. Well, I was a little worried at first that you were mispronouncing it, but because not to yuck any yums, but there's probably some furry videos out there that would make me shudder.
The Furries. Yeah, no, it was cool. It was a cool movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent the day at the pool on Monday as well, because the gym we have that nice outdoor pool that we discovered at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, right.
It opened up this weekend, and it was like 93 Monday.
Yeah.
So I was like, Leah, make sure you bring a bathing suit. We ended up going to the pool for a few hours, and that is a nice pool. But God, I hate everybody that goes there.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like wannabe trophy moms and suburban, just like dad bod dudes with, way too much money and tattoos.
Yeah.
And just weird fucking old people. One guy, as Michelle put it, looked like a baked potato. He was so tan and round.
Nice. That's a good look.
And then
I think
we were in
once
the
I hit
pool for a
like if
while.
I
It's
hit like
opening
60.
weekend.
Yeah.
What's that, Brian? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say if I hit like 65, 70, that's my goal from that point on.
Baked
I'm just gonna
potato.
just baked potato.
Yeah, straight baked potato.
Yeah.
That Tato life.
Yeah. But I'm gonna always have sunglasses on. That way, whenever I take them off, I always have the outline. Yeah.
But we were in the pool, and it was a little chilly, but it was so hot outside it felt good.
Right.
But then you hit the point where you're like, you kind of like, especially the ladies,
Yeah.
it started getting a little like cold. But
Right.
there's a nice hot tub,
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, well, why don't we wrap up? And Leah's like, can we go get to the hot tub? I'm like, yeah, all right, we'll go hang out in the hot tub for a little bit, then we'll leave.
Yeah.
Walk over, and of course, there's some creepy old dude in there, but he did get out when we got in.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that. So we're like, finally. And then this fucking dude wearing the tightest shorts I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding. It looks like he came from another planet, because he was like really tall and super thin and old.
Yeah.
And he starts getting in a hot tub, and he's coming at us ass first. And you can see like I'm surprised you couldn't see like asshole through these shorts.
Right. Would you have preferred he came at you the other way?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know what was going. I don't know. I was trying not to look, and I looked at Michelle, and I just caught like full cheek definite. He's like, seriously, he's just coming in ass first. And then he like went in the corner where we're at, and he just like laid down. It was fucking weird, dude.
That's pretty weird.
It was the whole city. Yeah, that's why it's like, pools are expensive, but I don't have room for one. But God, I wish I had one, so I didn't have to deal with that shit.
Right.
Then I could be the weird dude coming in ass first, freaking everybody out.
Yeah, as it should be.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not impressed. But I mean, we did, as we were there, we're like, man, we're gonna really try to get to that pool as much as we can this summer. So, we pay to use it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna try to go a couple times this week, but with our podcasting faux pas and snafus, obviously that didn't happen. And tomorrow's Leah's school had its graduation ceremony, and Leah's playing in the band for it, so I'm gonna go see her.
Yeah, nice.
And help them move their base. Like I'm gonna get off of work, and Leah's gonna be waiting for me. That's I think the thing she's like Leah's supposed to be there at 5:30. I get off work at 4:30.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
But Leah's like, I could really use your help moving my bass because they play stand up bass now.
Oh, okay.
In their symphony or whatever.
Right, okay.
So yeah, that'll be
because I didn't remember you mentioning. I don't know. Maybe you haven't. I just forgot.
I can't remember. That's one of the things at a school they're going to. It's like, hey, pick an instrument. It's part of the thing. And Leah's like, is anyone playing bass? No. I'll learn bass. And Leah really enjoys it.
Oh, well, that's cool.
But boy, I looked online. Basses are expensive.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Like even
it's
electric,
the size of a
like
small...
stand-up basses.
Right. I mean, it's the size of a small country, so it makes sense.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like, just be like, can't you just find some app on your phone that...
Yeah, like it's just like bass strings.
Right. You just stand up there, put your phone on a stand, and just play the phone.
Exactly. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
I almost killed one of our cats too.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's the asshole cat. No one would really care. But, yeah, it was the first super hot day. And it's like, I really try to hold out because I never had air conditioning when I was a kid.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I always hold off.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, we got to turn the air. And I go around, start closing windows. And I go to close the living room windows behind the couch.
Right.
I close it, it's like, and just stopped. I was like, the fuck was that? I'm like, there must be something in there. And open up the curtain, the cat's fucking squished under the window.
Oh, no.
Giving me goddamn Satan eyes.
Well, I mean, and rightfully so at that point. I mean, that's
dude, I literally, I had to go outside. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
And I was like Michelle's like, she's like, you gotta make me pee. Stop, you gotta. And I was like, I had to go outside.
Right.
I couldn't. Just the way stupid Hermie was looking at me.
Right.
In fact, I'm just so glad I didn't like try to force it.
Right. Yeah, like really slam it or something. Yeah.
Just like pick it up and
yeah. Like whoops.
Like I just thought, I was like, oh, maybe there's like a pillow or sometimes I'll put a hat on the back of the couch. Maybe it fell into the window. Yeah, just a fucking cat.
Jeez. Just trying to make a panini out of the cat.
Exactly. Hey, Brian fucking crushing pussy, and am I right? Oh,
I mean, really trying to, yeah. Oof.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I kind of feel bad. I would feel worse if it was Ember because I actually like Ember. Hermes, I could give a shit about. But I don't like hurting animals.
Just the look,
unless
though.
they
I'm
deserve
sure.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was exciting.
I can just picture the look from Hermes, or because I've seen the look the cat gives most of the time. So
yeah, like I probably could have left the air conditioner off. The room got so cold from that look.
Yeah. Right.
To be fair.
Ooh. Start shivering.
Oh man. But yeah. What else? Oh, dude, you know what's the best invention ever? For those of you who like sleep.
Oh, I wouldn't know then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Blackout curtains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're not getting on that.
Yeah, we've got a neighbor who likes her lights, and I mean, I'm gonna say that I thought it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
But it was might as well have been a laser beam directly in Michelle's eyeballs.
Yeah. Right.
So she was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy some blackout curtains for us. I'm like, okay. So we bought them. I hung them up. They look nice,
Yeah.
Long ones make the room look taller.
Right.
Thank you, Property Brothers. But dude, that night, it's like being in a dark room. I mean, there's a little bit of light that seeps through.
Right.
Like the edges.
Right.
But yesterday, I slept hard as fuck last night.
Yeah.
To the point I woke up I almost don't like it when I wake up because I can't judge what time it is by how light the room is. And I
Right.
get a little like, oh yeah, they oversleep. What time is it?
Yeah.
Is it 2 in the morning? Is it 8 in the morning? I don't know.
There's nothing like, waking up and immediately going into fight or flight.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt this morning. It was not cool
Yeah.
because our room, I don't have a clock in there besides my
Right.
phone, which if I want to check it, I have to get out of bed and walk across the room because I
Right.
don't want it right by my head.
Yeah.
Because I will just be like, ooh, and then I'll be like,
Yeah.
then I'm an hour on Reddit or something,
Yeah, exactly.
you
Yep.
know. So I
Yeah.
kind of want one of those like old school. Remember those clocks or the digital numbers and they're
Oh,
giant,
yeah.
but the numbers are like a
Yeah.
really dim red.
Right.
I kind of need something like
Well,
that.
it's interesting because I remember reading years ago that they said that you shouldn't have anything that has any sort of like an LED light or anything like that in your room while you're sleeping, because even like just having an alarm clock with like, the lights on it can affect your sleep. And I was like,
Really?
how the hell does it affect your sleep when your eyes are closed and you're looking the other way? But after a couple of the LED lights I've got, like on my cable box and something else in my room, literally it's like having a nightlight on in my room.
Oh yeah,
You know?
we have a well, we're not using it right now, but humidifier from when we were sick,
Yeah.
and that thing's got a little LED, and once you're like, hey, you're like, Alexa.
Yeah, I was say you might not want.
Once you say the word and tell the stupid AI to turn off the lights,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's something like you're right. It's like a little nightlight over there. Just the whole
Yeah.
corner like glows.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
it's
we
like,
taped
good
over.
Lord.
Fuck
Yeah,
you.
that's what I ended up doing on mine too, because if I don't, it's so bright that it doesn't bother me most of the time, but if I have a migraine, it really bothers me.
Right. It's like an
Because
ice
it's a
pick or something right to your
yeah, it
face.
really is. It's a bright blue light, and it's like, oh, I just need, And most of the time when I get migraines, I'll go get, a like a sleep mask, that I have that has like gel in it, so that you can put it in the freezer. You know,
Nice.
like I usually will do that, and then I'll fall asleep with the mask on. The only thing that sucks about that is since it has the gel inside of it, it's kind of heavy.
Try
On
ice
your
cream sandwiches.
yeah, that's a good idea. Just eat them when
You
I'm.
get that weird brown goo on your face
Yeah,
from
that's a
like the
great
edge
idea.
of the cookie
Yeah,
or whatever.
it's probably not the
Oh, I
best
didn't
idea.
turn those lights on. Shit. Yeah, well, I guess you're right though. I think if I had even a clock that was super dim,
Yeah,
it would still fuck with me. So
yeah,
maybe the move is just wake up and panic.
yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know anymore,
wait.
Brian. What is the right answer?
Either
There we
e-
go.
e- you either wake up that way, or you just have a thing set that, like, you hear like a dinosaur roar or something like that, so it scares the shit out of you, like our ancestors did to wake up.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
that way you never get into a deep sleep because you're always afraid of some random giant animal or something, attacking you in your
I
sleep.
mean, I guess I just have to have faith, which I have a hard time doing in my electronics.
Yeah, well,
Because
it's
my
also
alarm is set on the weekdays it goes off.
yeah, but there's always also that chance of user error where you accidentally hit something you didn't mean to hit, or like me, I have a tendency to either just not turn the alarm on again, or not turn it on again, but I mean I'll set it to like PM instead of AM. I'm real good about that.
Well, it's like mine's like set on a schedule, so I don't have to touch it.
Oh, right, okay.
Like at
Yeah.
night, it automatically like goes into sleep mode and it sets the alarm for the next day.
Yeah.
The problem is when I forget to turn it off. Like I
Right.
remembered Memorial Day, like, but if I have a
Oh,
day
yeah.
off, it'll just go off because it
Sure.
doesn't know.
No.
You know,
How smart is this phone? It should know.
yeah, I mean, you're
It
right.
sh-
As much as that phone cost me,
yeah, it should be like, hey, asshole, tomorrow's a holiday. Do you want me to keep the sleepy time alarm on or not? You
right?
know?
Have you seen the Galaxy Fold?
Yeah, I've seen commercials for it anyway.
Leah just got it as a phone.
Yeah.
Leah's phone is dying, so folding screens I don't trust.
Yeah, I'm not
Because this one, it folds up like a Nintendo, like a old school Game Boy.
right.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, so she got the smaller because they have that other one that opens
Yeah, it doesn't
sideways,
open like this.
like a 3DS almost, or
It's like an old
okay.
style flip phone. You can like
Yeah,
snap it
yeah.
closed.
It reminds me of the like Game Boy Advanced, I think, or
Yes.
not the Advanced. Fuck, what one was? I know what you're talking about. Anyway,
Yeah, because the one I had looked like a little NES console when it was folded up.
yeah,
It was cool as fuck.
yeah. I think
But,
I had a purple one or
but
a
yeah,
blue.
that's basically the way it. I don't know. There's something about that technology I just don't trust.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not, especially not being like first gen.
Right.
You know, like if they make them for a few years, then I'd be a little more likely to trust.
Yeah, I need a couple generations of folding phones.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's funny
Because
how we're
otherwise,
going back to flip phones, though, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, these kids in there
Kids
going
these
backwards
days.
with the technologies,
Kids these
doing
days.
flippy phones.
The old flippies.
Yeah. The only advantage I could see to it is like in the one commercial for it where it shows the person opening it like it's a compact kind of thing and setting it, and then they're doing one of their, TikTok videos or whatever. It's like I can understand where it could be useful there,
Yeah.
because you could literally set it on something and not have to worry about it just tipping over, basically.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah. Or
I don't know.
something.
This shit's weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
So right on, right on.
I bought a projector, Brian.
Yeah, I saw that on some social media.
Instagrams, of course.
Yeah, probably. I can't imagine it would have been any others because I don't really see you post much on there unless it's a cross post.
Cross posting, exactly.
Yeah.
It was the day after we did our outdoor movie night. And I don't know if you've ever seen my little TV I use for that. It's not very big.
I don't think so.
It's
Maybe
very tiny, but it was a free TV. So who am I to argue?
Right. Is it very loud and barely works?
Yeah. Oh.
Because I was going to ask if you got it from the same person you got
I
the
did
air
not.
from. Because that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. No,
it's stuck at really high setting volume wise.
It's one of those TVs that it's like a good picture, but the screen is small. But the volume is actually quite nice for what it is.
Right.
Because I mean, this TV I'm using right here is a monitor. When I first bought it, I had to immediately go out the next day and buy a soundbar because of how shit this internal speakers were.
Yeah. Right.
But it was the day after movie day, and I always talked about like, it'd be funny if I got a projector, be for movie night, do outdoor movie, it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, you know what? I looked a long time ago on Amazon, and I kind of bookmarked some. It's like I should look at those again, just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Right.
And the one I clicked on that has got, good reviews for the amount of people that reviewed it. It was already pretty cheap. It was like about under $100, like $90-something for a projector.
Yeah.
But then it was on sale that weekend to like 70-something, right?
Yeah.
And then, Brian, there's this little checkbox that said apply an additional 35% off with this coupon.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I guarantee I signed up for some sort of like weird sex cult or something, clicking that box.
Oh,
But
for
I'm
sure.
Like, all right. Yeah. So this projector cost me like $53.
Nice. Nice. Is it like you just plug your phone to it or something?
Like, I hooked it to my Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's hooked to the Wi-Fi, I can screen mirror it with my phone if I want. But it's got an HDMI port in the side. It's got a USB port.
Oh, so you can run
from an SD card slot.
Oh, okay.
So I
nice.
took it outside because it came with a screen, which happened to fit perfectly between the posts I set.
Oh, wow.
Like I didn't have to do anything. I just put it on the hooks that I had already there for my lights. Then I got some little mini bungee cords to like tighten it up on the bottom. And I plugged in my Chromecast and let her rip, and I was watching The Simpsons outside.
Nice.
The only thing I really need to do is hook it to a better speaker. The speaker kind of sucks.
Yeah,
but
fair
I mean,
enough.
I'm like, this is gonna make the next outdoor movie night.
Can you hook it to your party box speaker?
I don't know.
like Bluetooth it? Does it
I
have
don't think it has
Bluetooth capability?
Bluetooth. I think it advertises it has Bluetooth, but if it does, I haven't seen how to Bluetooth to it yet.
Okay, right, all right. Because that would be, things you already have.
That would be
So, and that
ideal.
thing puts out good sound. Yeah.
But I mean, I can't complain, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We were talking about taking the Switch out there and playing Mario Kart. I think that'd be cool.
Nice.
Then you'd have some pretty big screens.
Yeah.
Because it's you'll have to check it out. I'll have to have you over. We'll oh, dude, we could use it to do our fucking weird movie.
Yeah, we can.
Side projects or whatever.
Yeah,
I was actually thinking about that too. I took it and stored it downstairs, and I was looking in my one area of the basement where I have that little bar set up, and there's just a giant white wall. And I'm like, I have a TV stand down there I took apart. I was gonna put it back together and eventually put a TV down there, but now I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna need that. I'll just use this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy so far. I guarantee there's gonna be something about it I don't like, but I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
Besides the internal speaker, I guess. I had Michelle going, do you think I can use that to like paint murals? I'm like, that's fine. No. Brian says no. Sorry. It's right out.
Right out. Got to get your own. Sorry.
No, it's pretty cool though, man.
It is. I was actually thinking that too, because it reminds me of like that giant ass silverware drawing that I did. That's basically, it wasn't quite a projector. It's the magnifier / projector. I don't know if you ever used those when we were in school or whatever. But it's like I drew a smaller drawing, you put it underneath the thing, and then it magnifies it and projects it on like the wall, basically. So then I taped up the paper and just, basically traced my own drawing rather than having to sit there and redraw everything. I was just kind of real quick, lay the lines down and then, work on it from there. But man, it made it a whole lot easier than trying to blow it up yourself. And keep the scale and everything.
Yeah, so I mean, she was asking me last week,
nice.
Do you think I could, like, I don't know, maybe paint some stuff on our fence? Which once again, I always tell her, I don't care. Like, and then
Well, wait until you see what she's gonna paint, though. It's probably very defamatory against you.
With an X.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Tony sucks and just all the way down. It's like just a bunch of X's.
And plus.
Yeah.
Well, like the first thing, she said that she was thinking about doing was like scenes out of comic books, and I was just like, no. As much as I like comic books, like my backyard is a place of like home. Right. That's just too much busy for me.
Well, what if she does the painting of Dr. Manhattan on, was it Mars or whatever, from Watchmen, when he grew tired of people and just left Earth?
I mean, that's actually a pretty good one.
Like where he's just floating.
I thought he was going to say just nothing but blue dong.
I mean, also that, well, what's going to happen is it's going to be like, how people post a picture and then when you swipe or whatever, it just keeps zooming in. That it's just going to be like 5 frames of that. To where the last one is just giant dong. Just
big ass blue dong.
Right on your garage door.
Blue helmet.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. I hope when she hears this, she's like, "Oh, that's a brilliant idea," and then does it.
She already has it like sketched out.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, Brian must have been peeking at my sketchbook.
Yeah, you're like, "Do you need to see the book?" She's like, "Nah, I got it from memory." Like, wait a minute. What's going on here? Way ahead of you.
I still feel like I'm dying.
Probably. I mean, you're over 40, so
dude. Past couple days, I have been feeling rough for some reason.
Heat.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's like my feet hurt. It's like I'm hobbling around. It's like, God damn. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the hell's happening. Breaking down.
Humidity kicks your ass, man.
I guess.
That's why I said when people, try to tell us we don't know what we're talking about with humidity up here, I'm like, yo, we get like lake humidity. We don't get fucking north, the United States humidity.
No.
We get like saps all your energy humidity with any amount of heat that we get. And, it gets hotter elsewhere, but it's still pretty rough up here. Like, You know, you can look at like when you look at the weather reports and stuff, like when it's cooler, we tend to get like it'll be like, oh, it's going to be 70 in Toledo. And I'm like, nah, it's going to be about like 65 here because that leak effect's going to be cooler for us. And then when the humidity hits, it's like, yeah, it'll be like 70% humidity. I'm like, yeah, it must be nice. It's probably going to be like, you know, 1,000% humidity here.
Exactly. Be fish swimming in the air and shit.
For sure. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no. Basically, what we're saying is if you live where we live, the weather sucks.
Yeah. But it also could be worse. Like we're very aware it could be worse.
But it also sucks.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
But as far as the big shit goes, we're pretty lucky where we live.
Yeah.
Because we really don't get most of the super heavy snow. We're just north of like tornado area to where we can get them, but it's very rare they come through here, you know? So,
I mean, it wouldn't be bad for me, Brian, if I didn't have to wear basically 2 pairs of pants and 2 shirts, one of them being long sleeve of a fucking turtleneck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, with, you know, no climate control.
Right. Yeah, that's the worst part is that you can't have any sort of climate control. That's why it's like when, you know, remember when we talked about that shirt that Sony has, it's got the little like personal air conditioner gimmick in the back of it.
Right.
But it only lasts for like a couple hours or something. I'm like, yeah, they need to get that battery longer on there because that would be ideal for someone like you or me. But, you know, because like it could at least cool you a little
take
bit.
the edge off.
You know, I'm sure.
I mean,
and I'm sure it would make a huge difference for a lot of jobs.
You know, doing the physical labor like I used to do, but I'm still running around like an idiot in it. And a lot of places I'm working, there's no fans or anything.
Well, there can't be, like you said before, because you can't have dust and shit blown around in there. So
it's a good time.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Shit we do to pay our bills, man.
Yeah. Good times, I guess.
Buy a tent and go live in the woods.
Yeah.
Somehow keep Wi-Fi. I don't know how that's going to work.
Giving up on buying a horse now, huh?
Yeah.
Just a tent instead.
I don't want to deal with horse shit and hay.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's understandable.
Who needs a horse when you can buy I don't know. I got nothing. I don't even know how much a horse costs, but I bet you can get a pretty good camper for that price.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. I mean, unless you get like a really dumb or bad horse.
That's true.
Then maybe you
scratch and dent.
You know, catch one on I was like catch one on clearance. Yep. Can you imagine going to a
Horse R Us?
Fuck, I can't even think. Yeah, Horse R Us. They have the scratch and dent section.
Shelf.
It's like a, you know, cross-eyed horse and, you know, one that's got a weird limp and, you know, they're like, no, that's fine. I'm like, I thought once they broke their legs that was kind of the end for them. It's
fixable.
Right? Yeah, it's not broke. It's fractured. Like, wait, I'm pretty sure. Nah. Who'd you hear that from? A doctor?
Exactly. What is some sort of veterinarian?
Yeah. Ooh, they have a piece of paper hanging on their wall.
The fuck do they know, man? I'm the guy who works with horses every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, Clem, get out of here. You rascal.
Yeah.
Oh, shiza. I really feel like I had more things happen, but said I'm incredibly distracted by the fact I have to yell over a lawnmower.
Right.
I'm just so glad that no one else can hear it but me, I guess.
What's hilarious is it would be really funny if the recording doesn't pick it up at all. So you just keep referencing it, but it's not there.
I'm looking at my audio mixer here for the video feed, and when I'm not talking, it's dead silent. That's some good editing.
Which is hilarious.
Or noise, whatever the word. What am I looking for? Noise suppression? There you go.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Boy, we had a shit ton of kids at our house the other day. I know.
I'm sorry.
It's amazing how many can fit in your
car
when you offer them free Hot Pockets.
Yeah, wait a minute.
we did our typical kids come over for dinner and we play a game, which we did play a fun game. I'll get to that. But Logan brought a friend and Leah brought a friend. And it's like, gee, we went through so many dishes. The shit was insane, bro.
That doesn't surprise me because that is something that I've noticed is, and I think we all go through it for some reason, which is when you're that age, it's like I have to empty the cabinets to get like a drink of water.
I'm gonna need a fresh
like,
glass for this.
yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I drank orange juice out of this glass. I can't use it for anything else.
I mean, it was a good time.
It's
And the game we played was it was called Ghost Club.
Hot Pocket. Oh,
and
okay.
It's basically like it's kind of like Stranger Things almost. Maybe Stranger Things meets Scooby Doo.
I was gonna say Babysitter's Club meets Jedi.
Yes, the Jedi Sitters Club.
Yes,
that didn't work out well for those little ones.
Oh, the poor younglings. Yeah.
But you make up a character and you pick like a classic teen, shtick, like the weird kid, the jock, whatever. But you come up with your character, and then you, as a group of other characters, are going through this house, trying to find clues and figure out what is haunted about this house, and then you're trying to banish the spirit. It's pretty. Okay. It's a pretty.
Please
it's
tell
like a
me
really light role, like a D&D.
Please tell me one of you found a ghost and did the ghost.
I mean, that would have been the move.
Yeah.
I didn't think about. My character is basically Canteen Boy.
Oh no, that's no good.
Well, it's like you can have a snack, and if you take your turn eating your snack that you bring with you, it takes down your fear level. But you get to decide what your own snack is.
Right. So naturally, it's a giant sandwich.
Well, sandwiches is one that actually comes preloaded in the game.
Right.
But, I was like, I can pick my own. Well, clearly it's fresh H2O out of my canteen. Good old Canteen Boy.
Were you the only one laughing at those jokes?
Basically, yeah. Well, Michelle got them, but everyone else is kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Great.
Was that I referenced? I was like, oh, thank God Alec Baldwin isn't here. And then one of the kids laughed. I'm like, oh, he thinks I'm talking about getting shot.
Yeah,
he doesn't realize that he played the molester.
Yeah, totally different scenario. Both bad.
Both bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Certainly don't want either thing to happen to you. Yep. Canteen Boy.
Good old Canteen Boy.
Oh. All right. Fair enough. Did you say it was called Ghost Club?
Ghost Club. It was a Kickstarter game that my boy backed.
Your youngling?
My youngling. Not so youngling.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I love my son. He called me the other day. He's like, hey, Dad, so this upcoming weekend, we're celebrating Father's Day with Mom. And I'm like, okay. Thinking like Father's Day's
Father's Day?
A few weeks away still.
Also that, yeah, right.
And he's like, well, what I used to do for Jeannie's dad somehow, because it was Father's Day, and I'm not a dad. I don't count.
Right.
But I would make ribs.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Slave over the grill.
Yeah.
Apparently that's my shtick, because I did that on Memorial Day.
Yeah. That's your thing. You're a grill monkey.
I guess. A grill boy.
Yep.
But so so he's like, well, I want to make ribs for Papa for our Father's Day. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, can you help me? I'm like, yeah, of course. I obviously, Yeah. And I'm like, when are you eating? It's like, oh, we're eating at 1:00. I just started laughing. I'm like, you're gonna have to be over so early.
Yeah.
So we can get these done and in time for you to get them to your grandma and grandpa's house to eat.
Right.
He tells me he's going to be here. So Saturday morning, I'm going to be getting up butt crack of dawn, getting the smoker going, and probably making flapjacks and a Bloody Mary.
Nice.
Oh, hey, diddly there, Cheeto. I see the old Cheeto Bandito's visiting the live stream.
Excellent. Howdy, Cheeto.
Yeah, so it's the first time he's really going to help me smoke meats.
Yeah.
Because I've always offered to be like, hey, and he's just like,
I believe a couple years ago he pulled this similar move.
I think so.
Because he wanted to do it, and we were, because I asked you later, and you were like, yeah, he totally didn't do it.
So I mean, I need to put together a plan for him. So it could be like, the day before,
Yeah.
Slather them with mustard and hit them with some dry rub.
Right.
Make
Whisper
sure you're
sweet enough
here
into there.
early in the fucking morning.
Right. Yeah. Make sure you put that in bold.
Because I'm gonna, like I was originally thinking, I was like, you know what, I could have them dry rub them and bring them over. And then
Yeah.
I'll get up and throw them on the smoker. But I'm like, if I do that, he won't be here till like fucking 9.
Yeah. That's totally true. Yeah.
So no, if he wants to do it, he's gonna have to come and do it.
Yeah. Meats like that ain't for the. It's not for the faint of heart.
Exactly.
You gotta be willing to put that love in there.
Right.
Give him tender kisses.
That ain't no way to treat the brokenhearted, as Van Halen said.
I've heard that.
Baby, come on.
Oh, you.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. Because he is not an early morning person.
Right.
So my whole plan is to be awake. I'll basically be sitting in my driveway in my chair.
Yeah.
Waiting.
His hope is he's gonna show up, curl up on the couch outside, and you're gonna do all the work.
He better not. I will become an abuser.
That's why your move is much better. Is the have a bloody in your hand and just sit there and
bark out
throw
orders,
rocks
basically.
Yeah, basically you're going to be Rip Torn from dodgeball.
Yes, I need a wheelchair.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, any chair would really work, but yeah.
Yeah, but one of wheels would be. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I saw a video today of this. It was from a ring cam, and this dude like parks his old lady by a car, and he like goes walking away, and she just takes off down the driveway.
Oh
he's,
no!
like, sprinting after her.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, always check your wheel locks.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, because once you get going a certain speed, you ain't gonna want to like really stick your hands down there to slow those tires up.
No, that's gonna be a bad time.
Not unless you got some good gloves or something, or really like calloused hands.
Be great if he just like threw a stick in the spokes, hoping to stop her, and she just went airborne, like launched off like a trebuchet.
Right.
Man, going for distance and Ethel.
It'd be a fun event to watch.
It would be a fun event to watch.
At some point, people just going down a hill and then
I mean, that shit was wild.
Just launches them.
See, this is where I wish you were here, Brian, with me, because I'm sure I could find it again and I could display it for everybody and you.
Yeah.
But if I just put it up now, I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it.
Yeah, that's true.
So find it on Reddit, you savages. I think it was under What Could Go Wrong, one of my favorite subreddits.
Yeah.
How's Brian? I've been just babbling for like 45 minutes. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. Anyways, I like I said, I haven't really done a whole lot because, like you said, while it was hot, we just just basically stayed in because hot. Yeah. So I haven't really done a whole bunch. A couple nights ago realized that I think the way I'm sleeping is kind of like pinching something in my neck shoulder area, because I've been realizing that like for a couple days I've been having this like shooting kind of sensation going down my right arm.
Well, that sounds not fun.
Oh, it sure isn't. And it's like it'll go away. But I noticed that like if I sat certain ways or I slept, like when I was sleeping, like if I had my head turned a certain way, my shoulder would start to like hurt. And then I would just start getting like this pulsing kind of pain down my right arm. So I've been trying to teach myself to, sleep in a different way, like position with my neck and stuff.
Maybe you should get that rookie of the year surgery.
Yeah, you're right. On my neck?
Yeah.
Or on my shoulder?
Yes.
I'll get it on my shoulder. Maybe I can put some MPHs on my fastball, dude.
Dude, if you get it on your neck, you have the most aggressive headbanging style ever.
Ooh, that'd be kind of fun too. I'll have to think about which one I prefer. What the hell? Get both.
Get both.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be the weirdest pitching motion ever. Bang my head and also rocket a baseball forward with those super tight tendons.
Gonna punch you in the face, and the guy was just like, "Funky butt loving."
Yeah. God.
Who writes this shit?
I hated that movie so much. People used to throw that in at the video store all the time because, you know, I don't know. They liked it apparently.
Rookie of the year.
Ugh. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, so like I said, I've been, you know, watching all the things. Although last night I was listening to my Discover Weekly
Right.
on Spotify, and it was weird because it was really all over the place for me. It was like there were a couple Prince songs, there was some like death metal band, there was shit that was just like 60s jazz.
I mean
it
that's
was
kind of cool.
I liked it because it was really all over the place. Couple hip hop tracks in there, you know, like some Danger Mouse and um I forgot the guy who was with him on the track, but you know, it was really like weird. So I was like, I kind of like this. It's like, you know, I hope however I'm listening to music that it kind of stays like that because I hadn't heard most of the stuff on there, which is awesome.
That
you
is
know?
awesome.
Yeah. But also very strange.
Well, here's one for you. I think it was a TikTok thing. Michelle asked me to do it. And you basically look at your top 10 most played songs or something. There's a way to look it up.
Okay.
So I did because she asked me what it was. And my number one song, which it's not a terrible
Happy
song,
by Pharrell.
But it was what?
I said Happy by Pharrell.
Yes, on repeat. I'm just trying to drive it into my head, the thought.
Right. Yeah.
No, the number one was Stillborn, Black Label Society.
Okay.
I like that tune. That's a good tune. But I am sick of hearing it. And I've noticed I don't care what playlist I make, or if I'm like, let's do like Hate Breed Radio. Let's do Head PE Radio. Let's do Tour, whatever. It doesn't matter who it is. Give me like 4 songs in, and it's like, you know, here comes whatever his name is, Zach Wilde howling at the moon.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like, well, I see why it's my number. I don't seek it out.
Right.
It's not like I want to listen to Stillborn.
Yeah, and it sucks because the only way you can then fool the algorithm is to basically say, I hate this song.
Yeah, and I don't hate it, but I am sick of hearing it.
It won't play it anymore, basically. And it's like, no, I want something in between that. I ran into the same issue. Remember, I told you with Pandora, to where every time I'd put on like Slipknot radio, it was like the same songs because I had them all. Anytime I liked a song, it always would make sure it put that on that list.
Right.
So as songs are coming up, I'm undoing that now. And like today, while I was trimming my beard and cutting my hair, I had that on, and almost all the songs that were on that list were ones that weren't normally on there. I'm like, oh, maybe I finally broke the algorithm to where now I'll just hear random stuff.
Right.
You know, it's like, that's what I want. I don't want to hear the same thing every time. Otherwise I'd just make a damn playlist myself, you know?
For sure. Right.
Like, that's why most of the time when I would open up my iTunes, I would just put it on random. I wouldn't sort by genre, and I just put it on random because, you know, if I don't like it, I'll just skip to the next song, you know? It's like, ugh. It's one of the things I don't like about these algorithms and how they, you know, air quote, learn what we want. And it's like, yeah, except that it kind of doesn't. Because, you know, like you just said, if you hear the same song all the time, you don't want to hear it again for a little while.
Like, dude, the weirdest part for me is it was the same song over and over again. Yeah. And I never once like looked up like Black Label Society.
Right. That is weird.
It's just like, you know what? Judging by all the stuff you listen to, you should listen to this. Every playlist.
Perfect sense, right? Yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, like I said, it's fun though listening to different stuff like that because it's really funny because you know, like when you look at like your library or whatever they call it, you know, whenever you like songs, and I'm just like, there's just all over the place shit in there.
Right.
Because every time I hear a song I like, I click like on it so that, you know, it'll maybe come up again later, or if I want to go back and
listen.
And not that I never go to the library thing though. I go to the Discover thing, or I'll look through the new albums to see if there's anything that interests me. And if not, then I generally will look at like the daily mixes that they do, because a lot of those are good.
Right.
So Like I was just looking at one earlier today that's like Queens of the Stone Age and the White Stripes and Jack Black and that kind. I was like, oh, that's probably a great playlist. So yeah. But yeah, I've been watching all sorts of the things. Like I don't know if you saw or not, but Norm Macdonald's last stand-up special is in Netflix now.
I did see that. I mean, obviously I haven't watched it yet, but I want to.
I watched that the other night, and it's cool at the end of it because they have kind of a round table. It's like David Letterman, Conan O'Brien, I almost said Andrew Sandler. Adam Sandler.
Canteen Boy?
Yep. David Spade, Molly Shannon, and Dave Chappelle talking about Norm. And they apparently had just watched it, and then they talk about what they saw. Cool. And it's weird because like it prefaces the whole video with apparently he was going to be going in for some procedure, and he had his new hour pretty much ready to go. So just in case something went sideways during the procedure, he sat down like we're doing right now and just right into the like Skype.
Oh, interesting.
Did it. So there's no audience, and it's just him. And I'll tell you, it's one of the weirdest things because it was like remember when I was telling you about watching wrestling with no crowd?
Yeah.
The crowd is part of the dynamic. You need the laughter for the breaks, the reaction, so that the comedian can, react. Because you know how Norm was, like they even talk about it in the after thing about how one of the beautiful things with Norm, I loved Conan talked about how on Saturday Night Live, when they would do Update, they would like you'd have your jokes and you would do it and the crowd's right there. So if the crowd doesn't laugh,
right,
most of the time he'd go, okay, most people would go, okay, scrap that joke, let's put something else in. Norm would be like, fuck them, that's a good joke. And he would still just deliver it and let everyone sit in the quiet. And one of my favorite things about him was a lot of times when he would do a joke and it didn't land real well, and he would repeat the punchline like 2 more times.
Yeah.
I said a rabbit, nothing.
It still gets nothing.
And it's like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. And it's like that's why that one roast he did where he just read all the bad jokes.
Yeah, I think that was Bob Saget's.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was so good because it just looked like he was up there eating shit and he was killing.
Yeah,
like everyone
doing like shitty street jokes.
Yeah. And it was so good because it was just
killing with the comedians.
Exactly.
The crowd didn't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. I love like listening to them talk about him and his comedy and stuff was actually like the stand-up specials got some really good stuff in it. And then there's some kind of dark stuff in there, right? Because I think he was really kind of feeling his mortality, but it was good. It's, but it was, I don't know if it was his best, but it was good. And also, not having the crowd there really, again, that removes something from the overall element, because you don't have any reaction. There's no, like I said, no uncomfortable pauses or anything. But you can tell in his head, he knew where they were going to laugh, where they were going to groan, and where it was going to be silent because you can watch his pacing change.
That is interesting.
He's that good at, I think, knowing his crowd. I bet Bill Burr could do something similar.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Because of the way a lot of comedians probably could, but with Bill Burr, the way he makes you really uncomfortable at times, I think he kind of knows where, okay, this is probably going to get a groan, and that groan leads him into this, those are the connector pieces. But it was, like I said, it was really weird and different because it was so intimate, because it's literally just Norm speaking to you.
Right.
Not up on a big stage or like they didn't even like have him. He wasn't even like sitting back like on a stool or something like that. He's just in his computer chair with headphones on and holding a microphone.
Wow, that's interesting.
It was so weird. I didn't expect that. When they said that it was his last special, I thought literally it was a filmed special.
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I saw whatever social media or something talk about it.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was, it was, but it was cool. Like I said, listening to them break down their favorite stuff about him and everything was really touching and also cool just to get in the mind a little bit. Like I love Conan pointed out something that I thought was great, which was he made a comment about how there were a lot of times that Norm would mispronounce things deliberately. Like there's a joke in this one where he talks about Portland,
right?
And he keeps calling it Portland.
Just to piss off Portlanders.
It hits your ear and you're just like, it's just weird, but he did that all the time. Like I think Conan points out, like he said Doberman and he said Doberman, and he kept saying Doberman, and he's like, Norm was, a very intelligent guy. It's like he was doing all of that on purpose, like really just turning little pieces here and there just to
twist the knife a little.
Yeah. Because it really is like if you didn't know any better and you were watching him, you'd think he's dying on stage most of the time. Like, because a lot of times I don't think the crowd fully gets what he's doing because it really is a performance art.
Yeah, it's like a one-man show.
It's more, it's not as much him getting up and telling jokes. It's about the overall, kind of vibe. But it was such a nice tribute by, those, was it 6 or whatever, sitting there talking about it. So definitely stick around for after that.
Right.
Because that was well worth it. Like in my head, I'm going, man, that almost could have been its own special. Like just them talking about Norm. Yeah. But I love hearing
he started watching and he hasn't finished yet, but so far it's amazing.
Yeah. So I said he probably hasn't hit there's a few parts in it where it gets rough as far as like it's not real funny. It's kind of dark, but
I'm just still surprised that it's been him zooming or whatever.
Yeah. I think the intent was he was going to lay that down and then eventually he would go back out on the road and film, at a full-on special. But I don't think it just,
I don't know what
he was never
he was having, but it must have obviously been something. He was like, well,
yeah, this might be it.
Yeah. And he knew.
Well, and like you said, like nobody really knew, like Sandler and different ones that were close to him and stuff, like they had no clue that what he was going through because he didn't want people to know, And like Conan mentioned that, they kept trying to get him to come back on the show and he couldn't. But, and David Spade mentioned when they were touring the one time, he's like, he would always be like, hey, do you want to get dinner Tuesday? And David Spade's like, yeah, cool, and he's like, and then he would cancel on me. And he's like, and I kept telling him, well, you can come over to my house, like, not knowing he was sick, but,
right.
He was thinking it was because of Corona. He's like, you can just come over to my house. We'll sit forever away from each other. Basically, we'll have dinner and just, bullshit. And he said he kept canceling. And he goes, now kind of like, he's like, I was getting mad, but he's like, I didn't know what he was going through, And I was like, yeah. And it was funny because it reminded me in a way of like that talk you and I had about my shit with my anxiety and stuff, how, you were like, you cancel all the time. And I'm like, yeah, because I can't help it. And it's like, well, you didn't know that because I never told you why, and it's like, so it makes sense, that would get really frustrating if, you're constantly inviting him out for dinner and he just keeps telling you no, and I do, so yeah, that was well worth it though. I don't remember how long it is. It's about an hour, I think. But, and I'll say this, in typical Norm Macdonald style, it felt longer than an hour.
Oh, really?
And I say that in the best way, in that, he's not a fast-paced comedian. And he doesn't really set up a rhythm the way a lot of them do, where it's joke, 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 or joke, joke,
Right.
He's just kind of, he almost sounds like he's just laying down sound bites, like to maybe edit later or something. But, yeah.
Huh.
But they seem to have, like, he sat down and did this all in one take. And they left it in warts and all. There's a couple things that like he gets a phone call in the middle of it.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, and the funny part is, like, in my head, part of me almost is like, I wonder if he said, hey, to his producer or something, hey, call me in half an hour. It'll be hilarious.
I mean,
since we're doing it this way. I don't know.
From what, I've heard and what you're saying of Norm right here, it's entirely possible it all might have been just
Right?
set up.
He's such a, like Conan said, it was one of his favorite things about Norm was he would just come out and just start telling bullshit and full on commit to it, and you just play along and everything, and like he'd make up people that he had never met and just start telling this story or whatever, and the story sounds plausible, so you're along with him, and then at the end, like Letterman said, he said he was so disappointed after getting about 10 pages into Norm's autobiography when he realized that it's all made up. He's like, here I was really wanting to hear, learn about Norm, and then I realized this son of a bitch just like made up this whole
God
autobiography.
Damn it.
So having heard that, I'm like, oh, I kind of need to maybe find his autobiography because
it's all made up.
Yeah. So staying on that topic, I also watched HBO has a Carlin documentary.
Yeah, that's another one I want to get.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's a two-parter, but its totality is like an hour and a half. I don't know why they didn't just make it one thing.
That is weird.
But they have it.
Way to go, HBO.
I guess maybe for because you can go, oh, I got an hour here, then I can watch the, maybe for that reason. I don't know.
But you can just stop.
I know, right? But that was a really interesting watch too, because they kind of covered his upbringing and his entry into show business and everything, and so there was quite a bit in there I didn't really know about him, and like I didn't realize that. I mean, God, he fell to a point that like he was called like obsolete by Cheech Marin.
Really?
Yeah, like because he was, and I was sitting there going, now it makes sense. Because you ever see the episode of The Simpsons where Krusty tries to do stand up and he's just not,
he's failing miserably,
just awful, and he gets up there and just tells terrible jokes, and that's what Carlin was doing. Carlin was up there like just not doing anywhere near his best work because he really hit his stride in the counterculture stuff with the anti-war and all that kind of stuff. But once disco and all that went out, he was kind of, a nomad at that point. There was no home for his kind of comedy that he was doing right then. So he had to adapt.
Right.
And, it was cool to see that like Sam Kinison coming around kind of lit a fire under Carlin's ass because he didn't want to fall by the wayside,
right.
And, also he had apparently some tremendous IRS debt that he had to work off.
Really?
And that was part of why he just kept touring and touring and touring and touring
every year and shit.
Because he had to literally to stay ahead of the IRS.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
And either, yeah. But yeah, it's really good. And it also shows how some of his bits from like the 70s are, you've seen it, I'm sure, on social media. Like people are still sharing his shit on abortion and various rights and stuff, and they're every bit as relevant now as they were fucking 40 years ago.
Sure.
30 years ago. It's insane that they're still so right, so yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed that. Plus, I mean, it doesn't hurt that you're also getting to hear Carlin jokes along the way.
Yeah, of course, Brian.
It's that for sure helps. So yeah, that was really good. And then, on a completely different level, all the episodes of Shoresy dropped on Hulu, and I gave it a watch.
Okay, so,
and it was fun.
It was fun.
It was weird seeing him though, because it's the dude who plays what's his name? It's the star of
the guy who plays Wayne, right?
Yeah, Wayne. Thank you.
I can tell just when you're watching Letterkenny, he's the voice of Shoresy.
Yes, but they didn't show him. I believe, well, at least in the seasons I've seen of.
Yeah,
I haven't seen.
I've never seen him either.
Yeah, but he's part of a team that basically the owner says like they just keep losing, and she's like, if we keep losing, or like I'm not going to keep losing, I'm going to just fold the team.
Wait a minute.
What?
This is the plot of Major League.
Yeah, basically, except it's not quite the same. There's no peeling off clothing off of her.
Fair enough.
But it's pretty fun. So like he talks her into bringing his buddies, like guys he knows in, so that they'll be a better team because their team's just
The
shit.
Hanson brothers.
Basically, like there's 3 guys named Jim.
Okay.
And but he's like, okay, this is Goody, this is this, I'm Shoresy, and he's like, well, we got to give you nicknames, and they're all like, my name's Jim, my name's Jim, my name's Jim, we're all named Jim, and he's like, yeah, but you see where this is confusing, and they were like, we all prefer to be called Jim, and he's like, and they were like, someone's like, well, could we just say Jim differently? And then for the rest of the show, whenever he says Jim, they know which one he's talking to, and it's a great bit, when he's like, Jim, yeah, Shoresy, and it's there's never a confusion. They all know which one he's talking to. So yeah, it was pretty fun though. I actually, and they for sure set up to where they could do more seasons of it if they want to. I don't know how many seasons in this you really need, because they're kind of lovable losers,
right.
And that kind of, once you go from being the underdog to the favorite, you lose that lovable loser feeling.
I feel like Letterkenny's basically a gold mine. It seems like no matter what they come out with, it's just like a winning thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, they first, we talked about Shoresy, I was kind of like, I don't know about this, but I knew it was going to be a big hit, and I'm glad to hear it's entertaining.
It's fun. Yeah. They're all half-hour episodes too. So, it's not like you're killing a ton of time. There's only 6 episodes.
Right.
So it's not like you're going to blow a lot of time on the show. It's fun to watch though. Yeah. I just keep laughing at, because it shows him as a, like how he's on Friday nights, he's a referee for like high school hockey,
right.
And he's just chirping up the kids the whole time as the referee, and it's good shit. So I was really surprised though when they first show him, because when they first show him, he's like taking a shit basically during the team.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be?
Well, they point out in the show that in between, like, during intermissions, he likes to take a shit and puke before the next period. So
as is tradition,
they don't show his face, but you can see like the front kind of his leg, like he's shitting like, to the side, and you're, you can kind of see whatever, or the door, you see his feet basically, So, and I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Cause I'm thinking, are they going to do the whole thing and not show him? That would be kind of funny.
Be pretty funny.
If they could just, but it's like, he's the star of this. He's not the random guy, but no, they ended up showing him, but he's got the playoff beard and he holds his head up, so you don't get the same exact look from Letterkenny, and he's missing one of his teeth, which I actually think is real. I don't think that was a gimmicked thing. So, and he's always got like, a dip in his mouth, so that changes his face a little bit, and he's always doing the voice, of course, which is a higher pitched
or whatever.
Yeah. Right. So, he tries to do a couple different things to make himself look different, so you're not just
like,
going,
Wayne.
oh, that's
get out of here, you rascals. Show him in the bushes.
And a couple of the other people from Letterkenny show up as other characters on the show, which was also kind of fun when you realize who they are. So, yeah, good fun though.
Good, clean fun.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I think most people, if you like Letterkenny, you'll enjoy it, because it's very, very much in that same vein of comedy, in that they make a comment, and if it's one of them will make a comment that's something like it's common sense, and then someone else will be like, question it, and then someone else will be like, yeah, it's this, like, duh, kind of a thing, and it's so like you said, yeah. But it's still its own thing. It doesn't feel like it's just some Letterkenny thing. It still feels like it's kind of its own thing.
Right.
So good shit. I enjoyed it. Shoresy. So,
Oh, sure.
yep. Oh, Shoresy. And then, because we got to talk about this for sure, because I had you watch the link for the CW.
Beverage for this.
The CW released a trailer for the upcoming Gotham Knights TV show, which is in the Berlanti universe.
Okay.
Which, is, the universe that includes, Arrow and Flash and all those shows. Yeah. And I'm going to read for anyone who's not aware of this show, because there's also, like, we both were thinking about the video game that's going to be coming out next year, I think. So the synopsis they have on IMDb is Bruce Wayne is murdered and his adopted son forges an alliance with the children of Batman's enemies. As the city becomes more dangerous, these mismatched fugitives will become its next generation of saviors, known as the Gotham Knights. One of the first things I got to point out is, okay, so Bruce Wayne gets murdered, right? His adopted son, I don't know for sure if he knew or didn't know that he was Batman. But they show, like, all these random kids, that are arrested as suspects. And then the Harvey Dent in the show, who's played by Misha Collins. I don't know how he says his name, but anyway, Misha is like, we have one more suspect, and it's whatever this kid's name is. Was it
Ferguson?
Turner Hayes, I think, is his name.
Close.
Or something like that. Anyway, so he's like the main character kid. And he gets thrown in with these other ones. And I'm like, okay, so this is the adopted son of Bruce Wayne. You're going to throw him in with the other people you think may have had something to do with the murder of his father?
Yes.
That doesn't make a whole sense.
Clearly, Brian.
I mean, plot device, of course, but that's it.
Indeed.
We're just going to throw you in with these other. Yeah. But then, like, in another point, he's like, they're like, what are we going to be? And he's like, well, we got something they don't. And he's like, a bat cave. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that as soon as they realized that Batman was Bruce Wayne, I feel like Wayne Manor would somehow get grabbed under police supervision or something to that. Like, they'd really want to search that house, probably, I would think.
I mean, I would assume so as well.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. He must know his dad's Batman, or somehow he's figures it out. It doesn't look like, I don't see any credit for Alfred, so I guess Alfred's non-existent.
Alfred probably dove into that deepest, darkest Batcave head first when he found out what was going on.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is all these kids are like, they're characters that are familiar from the Batman universe, like Harper Row and Cullen Row. God, I can't think of the characters in the comics that they are. But, like, Duella is Harvey Dent's... Wait, no. Is that Harvey Dent's daughter? I think it's Harvey Dent's daughter. Carrie Kelly, that name will sound familiar, because if I'm not mistaken, that's the name of Robin in The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, yes, it is. You're right.
Yeah. Stephanie Brown, I can't remember what character she is in the books, but it's like they're all, and then one of the girls is supposed to be like the Joker's daughter, maybe, and it's
I noticed when you forced me to watch that trailer. Of course, there's an ad on right now. I'm trying to pull it up.
I do appreciate that you said forced.
There was one part in the trailer where one of the girls does like this with her fingers, and it's like like Catwoman claws.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I just.
Do you know what this
DC
reminded me of?
Stop with the teen dramas.
Well, I mean, it's made him a buttload of money on the CW, so no. But
fair enough.
This feels to me like, watching this, I was like, oh my God, I feel like you're taking it's almost like they were watching Gotham and they were like, okay, I like the idea of having all the kids.
Because we love kids, guys, am I right?
But let's do something else, and it's like, again, it's like Harvey Dent's in this, but it doesn't look like Gordon's in this, because it looks like Harvey Dent is a police officer.
Well, I mean, he was always a district attorney, so.
Well, that's the thing, is he came to town and became the district attorney, I believe. Like, he came in to clean up Gotham. It's why I hate these shows, because but it's like, I know they're all playing in their own sandboxes, but it's just like,
this sandbox
this
sucks.
look.
This kind of sandbox
like
where you get pinworms.
this really feels like a giant turd to
my
me.
God.
Like the other thing is like there's no character that I've seen so far that's like I was waiting for some big reveal of like Nightwing at some point or Red Hood or something, and I don't know if they're gonna have these characters become
God, I hope
those
not.
characters or what the fuck they're doing here. But it was like that Kelly character actually makes a comment that Bruce or Batman referred to her as his little Robin at one time, and I was like, okay, I can live with that because again, Carrie Kelly actually was Robin in books, but I don't like. There's no familiar faces, and I don't think that's good for the show.
Here's what I want, Brian.
I don't need Riverdale set in Gotham.
Exactly. Here's what I want. I want episode 1 to be, the Batman's been murdered, arrest these kids, and whatever other dumb shit's happening. And then episode 2 is old Batman supervillains come out of woodwork and just raise the city.
Yeah.
And then episode 3 is non-existent.
Just credits for the previous 2. Well, that's the other thing too, is it's like the way it's set is they're the fugitives. So, and they're going to be investigating Bruce Wayne's murder, of course, because the one kid even says we were, we didn't kill him. We were just paid to break in or whatever. But it's weird because I think they show him, like, I don't think they show Bruce Wayne as Bruce Wayne. Like when they showed like the dead person, I think he's in the Batman costume.
I think so too.
So it's like, well, that's why it's like, I just don't think I'm even going to be able to bring myself to watch this. There was nothing in this that was like, oh, that might be cool. Nothing. Like I said, it's like, why wouldn't they give us a hint of this? I know the problem I think they'll run into is like some of the characters are probably tied up with other companies.
Oh yeah, probably.
Right? Because like Titans has oh shit, I don't remember if it's Robin or Nightwing that's on Titans, but and then for Batman movies, they may have certain rights you can't infringe on, and because DC was like that before with Gotham, there were certain characters they couldn't use, like Harley Quinn and Joker for a while, like they could kind of allude to Joker, but it wasn't really the Joker, and
we've arrested the man who smiles and laughs.
Yeah, basically, it was, I don't know, but
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let us know if there's anything about this that anyone saw that they thought was worth.
Is there any redeeming factors?
Yeah, because I sure as hell didn't see any. You didn't seem to either, right?
I really felt I was just like pouring noxious chemicals in my eyeballs the whole time.
So you were almost becoming the Joker?
I'm super glad my air conditioner's really loud because I could barely hear it. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the worst part to me is that it's teen drama, just teen drama, and they're just the things I hate the most about the Berlanti universe. This looks like it's nothing but.
It's like, guys, you've seen Gotham and Riverdale, but what if we added in the investigative charm, but none of the goodness of only murders in the building?
Yes. And none of the superheroes you're hoping for.
None of the celebrity or superheroes that you're known for.
Yeah. Well, that's why I kind of laughed about the fact that Gotham is actually in the title of it, because it's like this feels very, in that universe of Gotham, because it just looks like hot trash.
Boy, does it.
Anyway. Yeah. Whew. So, well, it's interesting because I got a bunch of other stuff to talk about as far as I got a lot of Star Wars news to talk about, but I feel like that might be a better, like maybe that should be our Patreon
for the
thing.
Patreon, Brian?
Except I do have a shut up and take my money.
Okay, but first off, if someone wants to hear this Star Wars content we're going to be talking about later, what the hell should they do? Do you think they should go to patreon.com and search Salty Language?
That seems like a good plan.
For a low cost of like $3 or something, you can come in with all the bonus content we provide. Sure, it's been boiling hot and we haven't done it in like a week. That's okay. We're going to get on it tonight. Yeah. Sure, sometimes we're on late and Tony feels like he's going into a coma. And he goes, Brian, I can't tonight.
I keep laughing because of that posing you were doing earlier. Yeah. Oh shit, that was good.
You could watch
You got
posing if
me.
you went to youtube.com/saltylanguagepod. Or you can just think about
Right.
it in your head if you're listening.
Yes. Oh, the various poses you can imagine
I see
Tony
we're
doing.
dropping frames right now. Hopefully they don't drop the pose.
I hope not. That'd be a shame. That's the best part of the whole episode.
But yeah, so what's your
Shut up and take my money.
All right. So, was it a week or two ago? I had the Lego Optimus Prime
yes,
fully transformable gimmick, and that was pretty
that was
dope.
pretty cool.
Fluffy Bunny Ash sent me a thing the other day because she knew I would appreciate it. And apparently, Lego is putting out a set that is the Starry Night by Van Gogh.
Oh, really?
And it comes with a little Van Gogh, and he's got a little canvas or easel and canvas, like
Is he missing a little ear?
Yes,
That's hilarious.
he actually is. Yeah, I believe. So, yeah, that was for sure.
Pull this up.
The shut up
pull
and
this
take
up.
my money.
Oh my god! I just saw the price.
Yeah, it's a little pricey.
Yeah, I guess you can have my cookies, you Lego.
Well, you
fucks.
look how many pieces it has to it. Any of those sets that have like thousands of pieces are usually like 150 or so. So yeah.
That's god damn. I'm trying to look at the pictures, and the website sucks.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's like
Yeah,
Lego.com's the worst.
I mean, there's worse. At least they don't have a bunch of pop-ups and stuff.
No, but they have this bar that keeps popping down in a way. Like I'm trying to look at these pictures.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a full screen button. That'll help.
Yeah. Full screen. Yeah.
Let's see here.
On here.
No. Oh, okay.
You're right there.
Dude, I'm just.
You stroking out?
Yeah, I'm having some troubles. Like I'm trying to look at these, and you would think when you click the arrow, you would be like, it would move it like a slideshow. Nah, it just picks the next thumbnail you might look at.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Like,
so bad.
What are we doing?
It's not good.
This is pretty cool though.
Yeah. And given, she sent that.
I like the fact he's got a little canvas that has the Starry Night painted on it too. That's really cool.
Yeah, she sent, mentioned or sent that to me because she knew, Van Gogh's my dude, and that's my favorite painting. So that was
your boy.
well, one of my. Yeah, so it was I was like, oh, that's pretty
that's
dope.
really cool. Now that I'm really looking at it in this like scene they set up, that you can have the painting as a Lego on your wall, and then you can have your little dude sitting down there painting it.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, that's the other thing about it is you literally, if you put it together, you could put it up.
The picture I have up right now is it's mounted on the wall.
Yeah,
it looks like you build a frame and everything. That's real. I didn't know they did stuff like that, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they've been doing some really kind of cool stuff. Like they've done a series, I think, of a couple Fender guitars that sit up on your desk or whatever, and they've just been doing like cars and different stuff recently there and buildings that are kind of cool.
I mean, I've seen some of the buildings and the cars, like that Bugatti's really cool.
Yeah,
but,
they've got
this kind of stuff. It's kind of like out of the box that I would think Lego would do, and it's really neat.
Yeah, well, it's like they did I forgot what they're called, like the old school like Run DMC wore Adidas. Nice. They have like Lego Adidas, and they come in a box that looks like a shoebox. Cool. So they really went out of their way to.
If it came with a little Run DMC minifigs,
so awesome. Yeah, they totally should do a special version of those where they're untied.
Right, Brian, this is. I mean, unless you want it to be the QoftheW, that's up to you. But what? Not like vehicle or building Lego set would you want to see?
I mean, it's easy. It's dogs playing poker. No.
I mean, I can't argue that. I can't argue that at all.
How great would it be to have a Lego version of dog? And of course, it's got to come with minifigs of dogs of around a table playing poker. For sure. That's the set that I want.
I really can't argue with that. That's hilarious. That's a good one. Wow. Yeah. All right.
What about
See,
you?
I was thinking like the Cheers bar.
Mm, that would be kind
Have
of
all
cool,
the
though.
minifigs and all that.
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing is the way they've been doing sets, they would probably do like the all around bar. Like they wouldn't just do like that one side where Norm and Cliff sit,
Right.
kind of in the camera, hard camera side,
Oh, Cheeto just chimed
which
in.
is always,
Lego Evil Dead Cabin. Yes.
oh, that'd be
That would
pretty
be a
cool.
good one.
Yeah. Because they've done like, the Ghostbusters one is really cool of the building because it like opens up, folds open to, reveal the interior playset. And yeah. So I said they've done some really dope ones, but those are usually like $300.
Well, yeah, of
you know,
course.
as much as I'd love to have those, like when they did the classic Batman, Bat Cave, and it comes with a Batmobile and Batman minifigures. And it's like, oh, I'd love to have that, but it was like $300 or $330. It was something way
adult
more
Lego
than a
sets are so expensive.
yes.
I just remember we just like
For-
get a bucket of Legos and you're like, I'm gonna build the worst race car ever.
Yep. And I'm gonna build like 10 of
or
them.
maybe I'm gonna build the
'cause-
sick tank. My cousins and I did is he had a ton of Legos. His parents had some cash, so he had a ton of.
They weren't as bad when we were kids.
Yeah,
though.
but I had like Legos or something. It wasn't quite Lego.
I had quite a few Lego because I got some passed down from my brother. And then my parents also bought me quite a bit, but they always bought, like, they didn't really have the licensed sets like they do now.
It was just like a bag of
It was
bricks.
pretty much, it was like they had spacemen and they had a couple, gimmicky things like that. But most of it was just pretty much like just a, like you said, a bucket of blocks, basically.
I remember we were trying to make bomb-proof Lego. We were basically making IEDs out of Lego.
Oh,
because so we would build
put,
a
like,
brick of Legos and like try to secure it as much as you could, and then we'd put a firecracker in it. And,
God,
we did that. That was one summer. That was a good time.
Oh man, that's dangerous.
I know,
man.
right? You talk about that stuff, and they go, "Wow!" In hindsight, I was an asshole.
Right?
I'm so lucky I have all my fingies.
Yeah. I like buying Lego for my kid because it really spurs their creativity.
Meanwhile, kablooey.
Yep. You still got all 10 on hands and feet? Yep.
All the fingies.
Well, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. Good stuff right there.
I like it. So, all right. So yeah, that's the Q the W, or not Q the W. Geez, shut up and take my money for this week. Sorry, it's not knife related for you. I looked around. I couldn't find any knife stories for you.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I'll get over it.
I came at you strong for 2 weeks.
You did, and I really appreciated that, Brian.
Yeah. This one was for me though, because
No, that's really cool. It really is. It's a good one.
Now that they got that Van Gogh and that canvas, it's like I would love for them to also make like a bonus pack that has like other paintings of his. Would be kind of cool.
Bonus.
Yeah, like his self-portraits and the chairs we got to see in Chicago. And obviously the sunflowers and blah blah. Anyway, I can keep going. But anyway, moving on. So I guess let's unless you got anything else, we go to the Q the W then.
I'm good. Let's shuffle on over to the Q, Brian.
Shuffle on. Yeah.
So last week we asked you, what is the most insulting vegetable you can call someone? Jeff from Hobie says, maybe it's my inner Gordon Ramsay coming through, but it has to be a turnip, right? Turnip's pretty good.
Turnip's pretty good.
Yeah. Diamond fan Big Dev. He says fat
Big
hen
Dev.
is wait. Oh, okay. I was like, fat hen, that's a chicken. Fat hen is clearly the best. Most people consider it a weed, but it's a leafy green, similar in taste to chard. Is Dev out there foraging and shit?
Yeah, probably. Classic Dev out there looking for
logs,
magic
looking
mushroom.
for fat hen.
Right. He's out there with the dog looking for truffles.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
or a pig, I guess,
Yeah,
whichever.
either way.
whatever
I
you
mean,
got.
my
From what
dog's
I
a
understand,
combination of
there's a
both.
reason. Well, I watched a show one time where they had a dog, and I was like, "That's weird. I thought they always used pigs to
I
find
think the pigs
truffles."
eat them.
And the guy said, "Yeah, exactly." The guy was like, He's like, "You have to use dogs because the dog, when you say stop, will stop, and the pigs won't. They'll just keep eating them." So I was like, "Okay, that makes sense."
That's when the pig ends up on the old Barbie,
Yeah,
Carolina barbecue
yeah.
style.
But think it's delicious because they always say that animals taste like what they
Yeah, he's
eat,
always
right?
snacking
So
on
then,
truffles.
yeah,
Yep.
they'll be delicious. Apparently, I wouldn't know. I don't think I've ever had truffles.
If
So,
you've had Bar 145's fries before they changed and
oh,
got shitty, they were truffle duck
I
fries.
did. You're right.
Very
I
good.
forgot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not a big duck fan, but man, that duck fat in those fries,
Duck fat fries are the shit, man.
Those were tasty. Yeah.
Hey,
Anyway,
Kiki, she says kale, bitter, annoying, only good for decoration. That's pretty funny.
dang. Also, pretty true.
Pretty funny. All right, so that's all we got
eaten
over
plenty.
there, but we're going to flip the script on you and go over to the Instas.
All
On
right.
the Instas, we got our pal, Short Sai from, of course, across the pond. He says, well, old bean over here is a term of endearment. Cauliflower ears is what rugby players get after too much blunt trauma. So I guess it's got to be cabbage. Generally used when someone can't handle their high, they go into a cabbage-like state, more monged out. Not sure if that translates.
I don't know, but it sounds bad.
It does sound good. I like it.
Yeah.
It also makes me think of
lot.
Avatar. My cabbages!
Yeah.
And then Steve Zero, he says turnip. There's 2 votes for turnip.
Oh, well, turnip's pretty strong.
But that's what I got over here, bro.
All right. Well, I got Mr. Jackal from the Suplex City Geeks and Inner City Geeks podcasts.
Got to get Inner City Geeks fucking empire.
I know, right? He says, call a woman a cauliflower. She tastes good but smells horrid. I feel like you won't be getting a return visit.
Probably not.
You might be lucky if the next visit you get is to the ER.
I thought maybe it was cauliflower because like the old cottage cheese thigh or something.
Yeah, no. Nope, I guess not. All right. And of course, our pal Cheeto,
Cheeto.
says the most insulting vegetable you can call someone is artichoke. Example, that bitch got a face like an artichoke.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, that would be a pretty rough
it's
face.
like an armadillo tail, basically, right?
Right? Yeah. He says Hobie picks, baby carrot dick, bell pepper body, radish balls.
What?
Rutabaga. Yeah, I don't know.
Small
Radish
red with
balls.
a little pepper.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. He says, I don't know, boys. This is rough. I'm going to take my artichoke looking, radish ball having, baby carrot dick swinging ass out of here.
Goddamn, Cheetah brought a veggie tray.
I know. Yeah, forget the fruit bowl. He's packing a veggie tray. Comes with its own dip. Wow. All right. All right. Well, you want to do another Q of the W?
Fuck yeah, bro.
All right. 1 through 14.
Oh, geez. How about 5? Oh.
You got 5 on it. What is a popular dish or food that you find is overpriced, not worth it?
A popular dish or food that is overpriced and not worth it. Okay. People are gonna be like, man, fuck you, bro, but I'm gonna say it. I do not like filet mignon.
Okay.
Not a fan. I know it's so tender. Fuck you. Doesn't taste that good. Get out of here if you're stupid round steak. I like my steak with a little, oomph into it. So I like a ribeye.
Yeah. But it's the.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Oh,
It's
man.
like you like a hockey puck made of meat, kinda, but I'd rather have that big ass delicious steak.
You know, kind of. Again, this is going to be kind of sacrilege, but I'm kind of that way about prime rib.
See, I do like prime
I'd
rib.
rather have a really, I'd rather have a really good steak than a prime rib.
Now, see if this is a Sophie's Choice, really good steak versus prime rib, I'd be trying to figure out how to smuggle both my kids over the border. I don't know what I don't know what I would do.
Right? Yeah, this is like cutting one hand off or the other,
Right.
basically. Yeah. Well, I guess that may be easier depending on your handedness, but yeah, I've always kind of been that way because it's just you know, the other thing I would say, honestly, in a lot of ways to me is like Italian food at a restaurant, because it's so expensive for something that's so cheap to make. I understand if they're making the pasta fresh and all that, there's a lot of love and effort that goes into it, but man, it's hard to look at a place and order something that you know is just like cheese and dough and maybe some tomato sauce or something, and it's like $15-$20
They
or
got to be
more.
making it with some real banging ingredients. You know?
Yeah. That's why I said I understand. You're paying for the artisan nature. You're paying for the craftsmanship. You know, you're not just paying for the food. You're paying for the overall.
When you're there, your family.
No, not Olive Garden.
I mean, that's the kind of Italian food I'm talking about.
Oh,
like
yeah,
when I go to
everything
Papa
in Olive Garden.
Giuseppe's like pasta bowl or whatever, and it's like some Italian dude in the back. Like I respect that food. If I go to Olive Garden, it's like
that's why
fuck
I said,
you and your $18 rotini or whatever. Get out of here.
Right. Yeah, it's like you're just pissed because it's not dino shaped.
You know what? Don't make me. I'm about to shit on dino shaped pasta right now. Right now, I'm shitting on it.
What? Are you saying dino shaped pasta qualifies for the overpriced?
I'm saying dino shaped pasta let me down. I made mac and cheese.
Oh,
and I'm like, I know I got noodles, and I ripped open my pantry. I already had everything rolling, getting ready for mac and cheese, and I had really good pasta from Costco, like probably overpriced from Italy pasta. That was delicious.
So you're saying little Giuseppe didn't make it?
For sure, big Giuseppe made this shit because he stayed home. He stayed in the motherland.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, all right.
And then I had a box of Meyer dino shapes. So I'm like, fuck. And this is the day I had all those kids over. So I'm like, well, whatever. I'm blending these. I'm putting like, high-end pasta with this shit.
Oh, but the cooking time's got to be different,
Yeah, I
right?
made them in 2 separate batches. Yeah, I'm not a savage.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Well, you were saying you combined them. So
I did.
One was
I cooked them both separately. And then I combined them, and the dino pasta basically broke down into like just binder, and the Costco pasta just held its own like a champion.
Oh,
so
man.
I was just like, oh, dino pasta, you let me down, bro.
I'm not gonna lie though, if I had an Italian restaurant, it would be kind of fun for the kids menu to have dino pasta. Like,
if say we open up, Salty Language's olive oil boot heel or whatever.
Right. That's a perfect.
You have the Italian, boot up there, right? Yeah.
Then, of course. Right. That's we serve all of our food in a boot.
Yeah, so everything comes served in a boot, naturally.
It looks like the boot looks like Italy. We have them custom
plate size. It's like, ankle, calf, or knee.
Right.
Of course.
That's also how we serve our drinks.
Absolute Das Boot.
In boots. Yeah, exactly.
But for sure, if I had like some sort of stupid pasta food truck or whatever, I would definitely have dinos or SpongeBob. Right. I'd have some fun pasta for the kids. Dicks. I don't know. What are kids into these days?
Sure. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. All of it. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Would you like another boot of salad?
Exactly. I'm here for your 3 to 5 all you can eat soup and boot.
Oh man. I'm just picturing the breadsticks looking like a bouquet out of the top of the boot.
That's a conversation piece in the middle of the table. A boot with bread hanging out of it. You cut the toe out, you put a little dipping sauce cup in there. Now it's a functional boot. Yeah.
I like it.
Steel toe, more like flavor toe. I got nothing there.
That's pretty weird. Yeah. I don't know, man. I like this idea though.
I think the Italian olive oil boot heel is it's too wordy.
little wordy. Yeah, we'd probably
Might be
drop
just
1 or
flavor
6
boot.
words off of it. Flavor boot. Can we just call it boot and have it be like B-U-T with a long sign over the U?
Oh, so it's like people are like, ooh.
it's like butt.
Do you see it? Like, I don't know what's a good font for that kind of thing. I'm not a font guy. I could see it in my head. I don't know the word.
Well, it's gotta look. It's gotta
classy
look.
as fuck.
You know, fancy, but it's also gotta look
Yeah.
contemporary. You know, so people look at it and go, "Oh, that's
like,
high
there's
end."
no sort of indication of what it is by the sign. Besides, it's a restaurant. 'Cause
Right.
you can smell the delicious foods.
Well, and there's a boot on the
yeah,
logo,
but it's
like,
classy.
behind word. Right. Actually, you know what? No, there's no boot, because then it's even better, because then they'll be like, "Is that place named Butt?"
Yes, exactly.
Like, it's boot. Clearly, the
Hello,
long
welcome
sign
to
is
Boot.
over the U. Yeah. Yes. Everyone has very pretentious
they got
French
the little,
accents, but
those little stainless steel crumb scrapers. They come like
Yes.
when you yank
But
a dirty breadstick out of that goddamn boot heel, and they're just come by and they crumb scrape the table for you.
Wait. What if we just make bread boots? We serve everything in a bread boot instead of a bread bowl.
I still like the centerpiece boot with bread hanging out of it.
Well,
but
that's
if you want,
yeah.
if you
okay,
want
fine.
a boot full of soup, it's for sure a bread boot.
You picture you're just tearing edges off of the boot.
This sounds like a terrible idea, but I love it. Yeah.
Pretty terrible. Yeah. It's real gimmicky, but I like it.
I agree.
All right. You know, instead of trying to raise money to buy Twitter, that's what Elon Musk should do, is just give us money to open all of our food
he should
ideas.
do anything, I guess.
Yeah.
How about stop telling your people they have to come into work or get lost? What are you doing?
Yeah. He's such an ass. I can't get over how so many people worship him like he's a genius.
Yeah, it's a cool car, but the more I hear about it, the more I'm like, I don't know if I want one, because
there's a lot of them that like explode basically though too.
Neat.
So
well, that's a cool feature.
Feature? Yeah, I mean, I guess it feels like something that like how like real estate agents, when their house is really small and they're like, it's cozy. Like, no, this is tiny.
Like, I know this cozy shit, dude. When I was looking for a house, I got this real estate agent was using filters on filters. Like it was, I don't know. They must have laid down the yard to make the house look huge, and I've never seen a bluer sky.
So you're saying they know Photoshop?
Something.
You're saying
like had all these like the interior photos look spacious. And you walk inside, I felt like I was about to hit my head on the ceiling. I was like, what are we doing here? What is this, a Fisher-Price plastic house in somebody's yard? Get out of here with this.
Probably, yeah. What is this, a house for ants?
Exactly. Good times. Now I just have, upstairs Satan's hellhole.
Right. Well, it had to happen. Oddly enough, Satan's hellhole is also the name of what you saw when you were in the hot tub.
Jeez, fucking, you've watched Twin Peaks. Wait till you see Twin Cheeks. Am I right? Hey-o.
Hey, yeah. Well, they always say you should go out strong. So,
well, we fail every week.
Yep. All right. Well, once again, the Q of the W is: what is a popular dish or food that's overpriced and not worth it?
Show me what you got.
And with that, I guess head on over to saltylanguage.com, click all the links, check out the other shows that we've done, the enthusiast episodes that we've done many, 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 many years ago. It feels like at this point.
Crazy is I just had a memory pop up on my phone this weekend. It's been a year since we talked to Dare already.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't feel like it's been a year.
No, it sure doesn't. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. And that was the last one we did,
I believe that
right?
was the last one we did.
Jeez. All right. Wow.
Yeah,
all
crazy.
right. I mean, I know we didn't do a whole lot during COVID, which, it's kind of funny because that was really the ideal time because everybody was sitting around with nothing to do,
we were
basically.
too busy.
Sitting around with nothing to do.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Anyway, while you're on saltylanguage.com, you can, like I said, find all the links to the previous episodes. You can find the link to the network that we're part of.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Tangent Bound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the other shows there. And if you're looking to start a show or find a network for your podcast, please hit them up. And if you talk to Mark, of course, tell him Tony
hugs and
misses it.
kisses. XOXO, buddy.
Speaking of it being a while since we talked
Yeah,
to somebody.
You're right. I imagine he's like, I'm trying to, get a particle collider kickstarted for my backyard.
Finally.
Like, man, he's always up to something,
About
isn't
time.
he? Yeah.
Oh, he is. He's like an evil genius without the evil, as far as I'm aware.
I don't remember the name, but was it Dr. M or whatever from Aquatine? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly it.
Steve.
Gentlemen.
My favorite corn line
shit.
of all time. Gentlemen,
Yeah.
I present corn. And just cows just fly out and kill the guy. So stupid, but I love it.
So, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, if you want to reach out to us on the social medias, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at
You can find
Stunami.
me on Instagram at The Monotony. You can also find Salty Language on TikTok at Salty Language. I still don't know how we got that. We got on the TikTok train late. And you can kind of find me on Twitch TV/DamnDirty8. I streamed a little bit of Warzone the other day, but I was hot and tired, and I didn't get up and get my headset. So you can just watch me get my ass kicked if you want.
That's
I really
a
wish
good
I
time.
could set up a camera down there, but
You mean like on your undercarriage?
Yes. You mean Grundle carriage?
Yikes.
I mean, I guess I could probably unhook my
Yeah.
PlayStation, bring it up here because I have the setup for it, but it's all the way up here.
Yeah, but also the melting. Don't forget
Well, I
the
mean,
melting.
when it's more tolerable outside. But it,
Oh,
it would be
right,
nice to
right.
actually put my dumb face as I'm playing, so you can see me like. Yeah.
That'd be great if
Yeah.
you just made that face the whole time.
It's pretty accurate.
That would be
Anywho,
awesome.
The links are at saltylanguage.com. Oh, if you're watching a YouTube video, please subscribe. Salty Language Pod. Give us a thumbs up. Join the live show. Normally it's a Sunday/Monday. Lately it's been not.
Yeah, we've pretty
been not
terrible
very
about
consistently, with the exception of we always put a show out.
our show needs some Metamucil to get
You
regular.
Right. You right.
We're struggling right now.
But yeah, that's all I got link or whatever plug wise.
All right. Okay, well, I guess until next week, or 4 more days or whatever.
True.
Have a beer, you'll be
Stay
fine.
salty, and I got my box of cookies.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were doing that.
Plastic. I know,
Jeez.
right? I'm surprised you can hear it over the air conditioner. It's funny, it doesn't edit that out. But I've
Yeah,
got like 80
yeah.
decibels of machine running right over here. So always remember, everybody, your life will soon be happy and harmonious with your dick out.
That's it. That sounds kind of
does. It sounds
peaceful.
like a
Like,
good time.
you're just standing at the top of a hill, just staring out at nature, just dangling in the
Or I just
breeze.
drop down and go sit on my stoop.
It's probably not a
That's
good
probably
idea.
A terrible idea.
Yeah.
The worst
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But all right. Well,
Hey,
there you
thanks
go.
for hanging out, Cheeto.
Uh-huh.
But this video's about to end, buddy. So if you're still watching video,
Yep.
you can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for checking it out. And thanks for checking us out to everyone who listens. And yeah, talk to you guys next